You're watching Country Music Minute, and I am hanging out with the trio, the Cains, and I am so excited to be talking with these guys today. Madison, Taylor, and Logan, how are you guys?
Great!
That's so awesome.
That's always so nice when somebody intros and they know us. Like, that's a great start.
Yeah, well, I've been following you guys for a while, and
Okay.
I can just say I am super excited to be sitting here and sharing the couch with you.
That makes me super excited. That's great.
Turn the
We've had
cameras off.
some really fun interviews, and some of them start out with like, "So Logan, you got these pretty girls here," and it's like, "Well, they're my sisters." So thank you for reading the bio.
I've never been less attracted to more attractive people. So.
All right.
Well, you guys have very attractive sisters. You can kind of be their bodyguard.
Right.
Yes.
So,
You take on that
yeah.
role. And it's like, whatever, the bigger the city we're in, the more protective I get. So it's like, I'm less fun when we're in New York. So I'm just like, come here, look around every corner. Then when we're in like Rock Falls, Illinois, I'm like, yeah, y'all can take a picture without me, whatever. Just call me in the morning.
That's cool. Well, fans that don't know you or have not heard of your music yet, they're kind of reminiscent of the band Perry. You guys just did a cover song of Fleetwood Mac, Landslide, which I'm a huge fan of. I love Fleetwood Mac. And you guys did an amazing job covering that song.
Oh,
You know, you guys were homeschooled, your brothers and sisters, like you said. How has that had an impact on your music?
I think it's everything. I feel like I don't know. That I'm gonna stutter around like, oh, yeah, so much to me. No, but we just had a weekend. We had an off weekend, and we went to different parts of the country, and it just makes me so appreciative to have them. I wouldn't do it any other way.
No,
it's
I
not even
agree.
that we couldn't, because I don't think we could do it apart. But I've loved it so much getting to have a job where we work together.
Right.
Yeah.
I think at different times we've all said that, and I think that it's true. It resonates with all of us. Is just that even if I could do it without them, I don't know if I have interest in doing it. Just because the music portion of it will only last you so long. But if you have this thing where we kind of have this joint desire to do something bigger than just make music, so it's like it helps us.
And you guys got started in church.
Oh,
Yes.
for sure, definitely. And it started with Taylor because she's the oldest. And by age 13, she was full-blown the worship leader at our church. And so I remember distinctly thinking, like, okay, if I want to get in on this, I've got to learn harmony or something. And that was pretty early on, but we never knew that we would get to do it full-time. Actually, when you're from a small town, you hear over and over again, like, well, you need that day job. And it's so discouraging of thinking that you could have a full-time music career that we didn't even entertain that thought.
Oh yeah, and this is the funniest thing to me is like we won a video competition. We were laughing about it today, and that was in 2012. And like, I don't feel like we deserve to win this because we entered the night before the deadline.
I read that.
And okay, yeah.
Okay,
And so
well,
we had to write. Like they told us you get to play 3 songs, and so they wanted 2 originals, 1 cover, and we were like, oh, awesome, we have no originals and like not really any covers.
Awesome.
Like we just didn't.
So
we
were you
didn't
up
know.
all night writing?
Yeah, we had
It was
2
just
days,
kinda
I
like-
think, to write. And that's where the song Stay On Board came from. That's like from our very first project. And I mean, it's just funny to look back on how we thought we were all going to move and go get real jobs. And we did do some of that, but it's cool how like whatever God has intended for our life, it kept us together. And so I'm thrilled with that. I loved it.
So aside from having these amazing voices, you're multifaceted entertainers. You play piano. What else?
Right.
Did I read
yeah.
somewhere else you
Right.
you all play
Right, we
instruments?
all play, I play bass, I play ukulele, and Logan plays, he was a drummer first.
Yeah.
And then he plays guitar really well.
I was trying to work out some situation where it was like a Dr. Seuss, like I'm wearing lots of drums, but you just can't stand at the front of the stage and play. So we've transitioned into some different stuff.
No joke when it's like a 3-piece gig when we don't have a full band, like we want to entertain
I
the
know.
band, all the people. So you're almost at a circus because everyone's clapping.
I'm spinning plates.
Stuff, like,
Finger
Keep
cymbals.
So you guys put on a good party, right?
We're
You're a
trying.
good show.
okay, I have to tell this just to keep us.
Yeah, we don't want to ever.
So a couple of years ago, our very first show, we were feeling like pretty good about ourselves. So it comes to the last number, and we love to cover Dance with Somebody, Whitney Houston. And at the very end, we modulate up a step.
Change keys, yeah.
And somehow, half the band, we had some players with us, half the band got the memo to modulate, and the other half did not. So it was like, oh, half the band modulate. So they're playing 2 different keys. half the band swaps back to
We're
try
like,
to
go
fix
back
it.
down,
They're like,
fix it.
They go back up, and so I feel like we've come so far
man.
to where I feel like now we are
It was a
finally.
nightmare. I almost contemplated like we need to quit.
Every musician's nightmare.
We're
Right.
like
You
playing
already
in
had
front
it.
of like a Blue Coast burrito. Like,
I went like filled out
What
an
are we
application.
doing
Like,
here?
before we
Like-
left.
There you
So
go.
it's just nice now to. I feel like there's no substitute for doing the hard stuff. Like even if we felt like we had this talent that you're born with or whatever, everybody has to go through their Blue Coast burrito where how
Right.
it modulates and how
Yeah.
So it feels really nice to feel like we're coming in to our own. We're writing the music that we want to write, and our show looks like we want it to look like. So
Yeah.
now I can be like, come watch
yeah,
us.
come watch now.
Okay, I have to ask. You know, being brothers and sisters, you grow up and you have. I mean, I have brothers and sisters too, so there's always that brother sister, sister rivalry.
Yeah.
And so, has there been any of that? Because you guys, I was reading somewhere, and then you told me earlier off air, you still live together.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Any crazy
Okay, so
stories?
I think for
Yeah.
me, the sibling rivalry, at least for me, manifests itself in the studio because I think that I certainly think so highly of them. I feel like they think highly of me, and so if I catch any sort of glance out of the corner of my eye, like they disapprove of what's going on,
Yeah.
then I'm like headphones off. I'm like, what? So like, so the fights and the things that we have, the discord, I think stems a lot of times just from like, I want to be the best because I know they think I'm the best. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
I don't think that I don't want to be better than them and then run off and we joke
Right.
about having a solo career all the time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, who's going to leave
No,
us first?
You
So
can't split up yet.
No
And-
VH1
Yeah.
behind the scenes. Yeah, we're not doing that.
I think also we're a year apart, so we've always shared the same friends. We've really shared all the same hobbies. We've
Yeah.
always shared everything. So I think I don't know. It's hard in some ways. You never want to be. It's never the goal to be better, but you always want to be good enough. And I think that's our own insecurities is to make sure that you never want to be the person that feels like you're the weakest link or you're the. So, I don't know. You know,
I think
it's-
with family too, you want to lift each other up.
Right.
You know, at least,
Right.
like, you know, you guys all seem close. I'm close to my family, so it feels like you all have that connection.
Oh, we
Yes,
definitely.
but we definitely do fight.
We
Just
definitely
clearing
fight.
and
that
I
up.
think it's funny, like,
Totally.
we sort of get on the same cycle. Like, we're all up together and we're all down together. A couple weeks ago, we did like a Periscope. We were just like sitting outside looking at the
Right.
sunset, just like, what is life? Like, does anybody out there think we're any good? Like, we're not that cool. Like, it was.
Well, speaking of being cool, you played the Country to Country Festival in the
Oh.
UK just recently, and that was kind of your first experience at, like, you know, playing in front of a large crowd and fans. I mean, I think it
Yes.
was.
Oh,
What
yeah, for sure.
was, you know, you may not know this yet, but I know that you're going to be big one day.
Right.
And you got your
Dude.
first taste of fame out there. What was that like?
It was so bizarre just because we went in with such low expectations. We got stranded in Detroit. Our bags left us, so we had to perform in clothes we bought at Walmart the night before. And so we spent the night on the plane and then rolled our suitcases up to the stage and played. And so we go there, we just don't know what it's going to be like if anyone knows. And as soon as we walk in, we have people approach us and say, "Are you the Cains?" And it was just like, you're watched with this sense of like just feeling so blessed.
Gosh.
And
Yeah.
so
For sure.
appreciated.
Yeah.
So
And I think too, like you said, our first taste of fame. I think I'm not worried about how we will handle any level of fame because anytime somebody treats us cooler than we are, we're just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh! Like somebody's like, hey, do you guys want some water? And we're like, you knew we were coming
And
today.
then
You know
they
we were
give you like
thirsty.
5 choices of water that you
Yes.
can choose from.
yeah, someone on one of our last shows they had left like a note for us in our hotel room and then they had snacks and we're just
So
like
sweet.
snacks.
Like, are you kidding me? Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
So I feel like at any point if you ever get used to that or you ever expect that or take that for granted then you've gone down the wrong path. So it is awesome.
We got to open, well, Sam Hunt sort of like opened for us, so we got to play after him and keep like his fans' attention. So thank you, Sam Hunt,
Thank
for
you.
that.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you,
Yeah.
boss.
So that was cool.
Well, you guys, you also have some other exciting things. Journey's End, which is the single, your new EP that was just released in July.
Yes.
How exciting! And you had this
Crazy.
play on SiriusXM The Highway. What was it like hearing
Oh my
that
gosh.
song on SiriusXM?
Yeah.
that was next level. I think because when our first single, it was on like secondary radio, and that was an amazing experience. And then, but to be able to see people from North Dakota and Washington State, and people are like, I'm hearing it, and you're like, what? Like, really? So that was a huge piece, and to Sirius, John Marks, and Jeff. But just like it was on satellite radio for like 6 months. It was only supposed to be on there for like 8 weeks or whatever, and it was just like I feel like it was like everything else has been just a constant reminder that we couldn't do this by ourselves if we wanted to, and the fact that people continue to go out of their way to help us.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it makes me so grateful.
So we did the Country to Country Festival, and then we got to do CMA Fest, and then we got to have our song on Sirius, and then we were invited back for another UK tour. So it feels like everything sort of shifted with this next project, and I think it's not because we're like so awesome or that the music is so great, but I feel like in January we took an active role in saying this is what we will allow and this is what we won't allow. And before then we were just trying to find ourselves, and we were just recording whatever, and even if something wasn't like we liked it, we were just rolling with it because we didn't want to seem ungrateful.
Yeah, we felt like we didn't deserve this opportunity, so whatever anybody else says, and then it was kind of like it'll get away from you really quickly if you don't, it's exponential, and one decision turns into 2 and 3. But we have like, Journey's End has like 20,000 streams on Spotify. There's some stuff that's happening now that I'm kind of just like, if you don't stop and look, Ferris Bueller, if you don't stop and look around once in a while,
enjoy the ride, enjoy the wave. You guys are so relatable. I mean, I like I said, I have been wanting to interview for you a while, and I can't believe I'm sitting here on the couch with you. You guys are you're so personable, and I think fans can see that from you and your music. And so I wish you the best of luck. What's next? I mean, we've got the CMA Awards tomorrow.
We just got signed with a booking agent this summer, which is a really big deal. Like, booking your own shows is really hard. So it's really gonna pick up. I think that we have some buyers fairs. We're gonna go out to Vegas, San Francisco, New York, and try to see if anybody wants us to be a part of their big tour. And hopefully this next summer we'll just be busy meeting more people and just doing music and actually doing it full out and doing it as hard as you can. So that's what we've got coming up.
I have to ask, this is my last question. If you were to collaborate with any pop, folk, country artist, who would it be?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Because I feel like we individually have people that we're like crushing on.
I know.
Man.
Any genre you said?
Any genre.
Who would we all?
Chris Brown.
Okay. I know.
Hey, high five. I'm a huge Chris Brown fan. If you're listening, Chris Brown.
Edited version.
Yes.
Sharon.
Oh my gosh.
I would say if the Civil Wars, if we could bring them back together for one, I feel like that we have drawn the most.
And then we could take a family picture, be like mom and dad and the 3 kids.
So Chris Brown and the Civil Wars.
That would be the craziest song.
Casey Musgraves.
I think all those artists, it would be a good mix-up, mashup, whatever you guys choose to do. Mashup.
That's cool. And then you come in for one song, right?
No, I don't think you want to hear me sing. Trust me.
Like, we put you in a hula hoop and you just like walk on
stage.
Okay,
I can maybe hula hoop, but not sing. I'll leave that to you guys. Okay, so on Country Music Minute, we do this thing where we take selfies with every artist I interview. So we're gonna test your selfie game.
Come on.
Oh, Logan.
We're gonna see how strong it is. I know you guys are a young group of people, so you're accustomed to the longest,
so he really likes.
So I'll let Logan hold it. Then.
I feel like you're also young, so
okay.
We'll just
maybe.
We're going upright with it.
And it's for real. I'm trying to like stretch it out.
Girl, it's fast.
Great lighting. Great lighting.
Oh yes,
Everyone headstrong.
Y'all ready?
No one breathes for a minute.
No one breathes.
Storage is almost full. Isn't that good?
See, that's how many.
That's what's going on with us too.
All right, you guys are watching the Cains here on Country Music Minute. Remember to subscribe to our link below. Head over to our Facebook and also head over to the Cains website. Like their music, Journey's End, and go support them.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.